Hi, I'm Christina from Agrimonia. We come from Gothenburg, Sweden. Agrimonia started back in late 2005. I really wanted to start a band where I could growl or sing with a really dark voice. I had seen some really awesome women on stage singing really with a dark voice, and I was really intrigued and wanted to try myself. So I asked my friend Pontus, who's the guitarist of Agrimonia, if we could start something together and do something heavy, and he of course he said yes. So we put some friends together and just met in the practice space and started making some music. But it took a while before we really found like our sound and the way we wanted to sound like, and also before we found the members that were a good fit for Agrimonia. But we released our self-titled album in 2008 after like sending around a CDR with our demo to some different record labels that we really wanted to work with, and got an answer from Kleister from the record label Skald Releases in Germany, and he said he wanted to release it on an LP, and we were really happy about that, so we said yes, and yeah, that was the beginning of Agrimonia really. Main influences, well, we don't really have any specific bands that we've been like influenced by. It's more like, I would say, mix of different styles of music, everything from metal to prog and like pop music, electronic music. It's all about finding the right Agrimonia feeling, like in every riff and every melody. And we wanted to go for this like heavy and epic sound. So that was the thought, and then the music just found its way, like, and just became the Agrimonia sound. But I think if we would say one band that we all really like as a band, it would probably be Bolt Thrower. It's for sure my favorite band, and I think we have some of that heaviness that Bolt Thrower brings, like in their riffs. But you could probably not tell that we're that influenced by Bolt Thrower. But yeah. What else can I say about the main influences? Well, for me as a singer, I talked earlier about wanting to sing with like a dark voice. So I had seen like Agnes, this girl from Poland. She had a band called Lost. She was previously in a punk band called Homo Militia, and they came to Sweden and played, and I was like just floored by her voice and like amazed that that she could make those sounds. It sounds silly, but yeah. And then I decided I wanted to sing like that. Next question, creative process. Well, Pontus, the guitar player, he writes the songs and brings them to the practice space. They're pretty much done, and he has an idea of how he wants it to sound, and then everyone can like bring in like their own ideas and see if we can make something good out of it. And I write the lyrics, which I like to do. Sometimes I like to hear the song and then just build from the flow of the song, but most often actually I write as soon as I think of something that I really want to address, a topic that's really important to me, and that I feel that I need to get out of my head. Like, it can be personal, it can be political, it can be small topics and big topics, and I think that I try to write it like a bit poetic and like a bit not so like clear that what the song is about. Even though I always have a topic, I try to make it a bit mysterious. I don't know if that's the right word, but so maybe that if you read it, you can like have your own thoughts about what the song is about, but also maybe you'll actually understand what I'm trying to say. But it doesn't matter. It can be open, and I like people to have also their own ideas of what the song is about. So, and I also make the artwork for Agrimonia. I'm a photographer by trade, and I've worked a lot with like photo montages, so that's a lot of the work that I do for Agrimonia is actually photos that I've taken, and I just put it together in and make it like a totally new picture. And the artwork can also come from like a song, from the meaning of the song, or it can just be a picture that I already worked on, and then I think it fits Agrimonia's aesthetic, which I guess is basically my aesthetic because I make the artwork. But yeah, so that's the creative process for Agrimonia. Question about Awaken, our latest album, which we released in 2018. It's maybe a more open album than the rest, and more like emotionally dynamic than the rest. We like to work like with this dark and light meet each other and make something beautiful out of that. I think that the lyrics reflect of how I was feeling at that time. It was maybe a bit darker time for me, and then Pontus, when he wrote the music, I think it was a happy time for him. So the songs are, yeah, they're light and happy in a way, and then comes a little bit darker lyrics to make it a nice mix. I think it took quite a while for us to make Awaken from our previous album Rites of Separation, which was released in 2013. Took 5 years, and I think a lot happened in our lives during that time. That's why the creative process was a bit still. Starting families, and like I opened a vegan restaurant here in Gothenburg, and yeah, it was a lot of things that got in between us, like making this album, which brings me into the next question, which is new album. And yeah, we hope for sure that it's not going to take 5 years, but we don't put pressure or deadlines on ourselves, because I think that's not so good for the creative process. But there will be a new album for sure, and it will be released on Sudden Lord again. And yeah, we just take it as it comes and let the songs come to us. And but hopefully it will come out sooner than later. The next question is, how are we handling this pandemic situation? Well, this COVID-19 pandemic it's really hard for everyone in the world, and we can really see how it's tearing like countries, nations apart, and people want one thing and the politicians want one thing, and we hope that everyone is just thinking about the safety of themselves and their loved ones, and trying to do the best they can to stay safe and make it a better place in the end, I guess, because I hope that some things will change after this pandemic, that politicians will maybe think a little bit more about how they're treating their citizens, and also like how we people treat animals and the environment and each other, and that we can take something good of all this bad and make a better world. And I think we can see some changes that are good, but of course there's this horrible part of it, that a lot of people are dying and getting really, really sick. And here in Sweden it has been a little bit more loose when it comes to how we're treating, like we don't do lockdowns here. The politicians put more responsibility on the citizens and make sure that they, or try to encourage them to take more responsibility themselves. So we can still see each other, and restaurants and bars and shops and everything are open. So it hasn't been, in that review, it hasn't been too bad for us here in Sweden, even though we've had a lot of deaths and a lot of older people has died, and that's really, really horrible. And we hope that someday soon there will be a vaccine or a cure for this, so that we all can go back to a little bit more of a normal life. But as a band, we haven't really practiced so much during this time. People have been sick, and then we've been no, I can't come to practice because I've been sick, so I don't want to get anyone else sick. So we think about each other and try to take social distance. And but I mean, even though we've had the opportunity to still hang out with friends and family, it's making something with your head that you don't have this social contact, and that you can't touch people and give hugs and feel this warmth of other people, which I think is really important in your life, that we really need to stay sane. And I think we all can feel that it's affecting us a great lot, actually. And also, some of us have older parents that we can't see and that we haven't seen for months, and that's really horrible, because you don't know how long they have, or how long when you're actually going to be able to see them again. So I hope that this situation is going to change sooner than later, so we all can go back to a normal life, as you say. Yeah. Okay, to get back to Agrimonia. Future plans is the next question, and I think that a new album is, of course, one of the future plans, and I already talked about that. So I guess we'll write and make art and make lyrics and all that in the upcoming year. And also we have a tour planned. Speaking of this pandemic, we have a European tour planned in October, which is quite soon. We're still hoping that we're going to be able to do this, but we are not sure. I guess it depends on how the situation changes the next couple of months, if we're even allowed to travel, because right now Swedish people are not allowed in so many countries. So we're hoping, but we're not sure. And we're doing this tour with our friends also from Gothenburg, Swordwielder. So we're really looking forward to this, and I think it's going to be great if it happens. And if it doesn't happen in October, hopefully we can get a new dates in sometime next year. So we also want to play more shows, I think, if we can, with families are working and all this when the situation changes. So yeah, that's the plans for Agrimonia. And thank you so much for doing for asking us to do this interview, and I hope that everyone is staying safe and good out there around the world. And yeah, thank you very much, and hopefully see you on the road. Bye bye.